Welcome back to D20 Tactics. On this channel, I play Dungeons & Dragons with my friends, and we explore combat scenarios and play out the tactics used to defeat monsters quickly and safely, giving you more time to get back to roleplaying. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Sarson0, and today I'm joined by Restricted, Fear No Equal, AzureWolf, and BlindOracle. Together we'll run through typical battles that adventurers might see playing Dungeons & Dragons. This is the sixth and final encounter, escaping cosmic frogs in the extraplanar prison, so if you missed the start, you can find a link to it in the description below. Grab your dice, draw your sword, and let's jump into combat. Hit points, abilities, spells, items in hand.
62 out of 62 hit points. 2 slots left on the Wand of Magic Missiles. 2 first level slots. 2 second level slots. 1 third level slot. 1 fourth level slot. 1 fifth level slot. In hand is my Wand of the War Mage and my spellbook.
73 out of 73 hit points, holding a +1 short bow.
86 out of 94 hit points with Second Wind, Action Surge, and Indomitable all available, with a Great Max +1 in hand.
74 out of 83 hit points. I have all 4 level 1 spells, no level 2 spells, 1 level 3 spell, 1 level 4 spell, 2 level 5 spells. I have expended my Pearl of Power, and I have both Channel Divinity.
Monsters, abilities, items, and numbers. An extra-dimensional guardian, commonly referred to as a Deva, has noticed your incursion back into your normal plane. The Deva isn't willing to listen to reason and is going to try to fight you to prevent any chaotic corruption that you've brought from Limbo back onto this plane. The Deva has multi-attack, so it can attack with a mace, but it's an angelic weapon, which means when it hits with the weapon, it does an extra 4d8 radiant damage. It also has the ability to heal. It can touch itself or any other creature and heal for 4d8 plus 2 hit points, curing of it of any curse, disease, poison, blindness, or deafness. It can change shape, but I've never found those to be very helpful. It has magic resistance, and it has innate spell casting, allowing it to detect evil and good, commune, and raise dead. I don't see any of those being helpful in this fight. They are resistant to radiant, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks, and they are immune to charm, exhaustion, and fright. One of you might find this interesting. They have a passive perception of 19.
Good to know.
They can also fly 90 feet. Anybody else here have the ability to fly?
Yes.
Fighter can fly 60 feet as long as the wizard maintains concentration. Terrain and effects. This terrain is mostly either impassable terrain for the standing stones or difficult terrain for the cliffs. There's no climb check required. It's just difficult terrain to scramble up those. It's trivially easy to drop down. A couple of trees to hide in, difficult terrain to move around those, but that's what you guys are looking at for terrain.
How does the scrambling up the difficult terrain interact with having a climb speed?
No climb speed required. You climb at regular speed, so you would be able to move over these at normal speed.
Okay, perfect.
Tactics. What do you guys think for tactics for this one?
My Spirit Guardians is way less effective than it would be because he's resistant to radiant damage, so that's fun.
After the discussion we gave Saracen last time about flight tactics, I assume that we are going to have to deal with this guy in the air all the time.
The difference here being is that he also doesn't have a large cone, and if he wants to hit people, he has to go do it physically.
Absolutely, yeah.
If I need to upcast fly, I can on a couple of targets.
This guy is not, as far as I can tell, resistant to force damage, however, which means I think we can probably just sit down at the bottom, and you can just pummel him with maximum magic missiles.
Well, is that or I can try to banish him.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I mean, yeah, that is going to rely on a save or suck roll.
Yeah, it is, but it's so worth it if he pulls it off.
Oh, sure, yeah. But I don't think there's much we can do to limit him on that roll, and he's an extraplanar being. He's going to have a real good charisma save.
It's not charisma.
Banishment is against charisma. It's also a Deva. So
yeah. Our solution might be sit the rogue and the wizard at the bottom of the pit and play air defense.
You want me to send all 3 of you up in the air?
If he tries to go into the air, at least.
Yeah, I can just recast fly on all 3 of you.
You have to concentrate on fly, don't you? So you can only do 1 fly at a time.
if you upcast it as a 5th level, you can get 3 targets.
Ooh, fancy.
And that 5th level magic missile isn't worth a whole lot more than the 4th level anyway.
All right, let's do it then. Everybody roll initiative. Oh, buddy. You did it. You finally did it. You did it when it came through and it counted.
Oh boy.
Anybody have higher than a 20?
Not today.
23 for the Deva.
Oh boy.
Who's got between a 20 and a 15?
17 on the cleric.
15 on the fighter.
Who's got between a 15 and a 10?
12 on the wizard.
11 for the rogue.
What'd you get for the owl?
2.
Dave's going to kick us off with a 23. Dave's going to fly 90 feet, wind up over here, and try to smite the rogue. 15 to hit you with the mace.
Miss.
Second attack. 23 to hit you with the mace.
That will hit.
7 points of magical bludgeoning damage, followed by 16 points of radiant damage for a total of 23.
I'll use the reaction to half that.
Yeah, so take 11 instead. That's my action. At the end of the day, I am a single target monster. Up next is the cleric.
Shall use my bonus action and my last 4th level spell slot to cast Spiritual Weapon at level 4. We'll do it to the right of the rogue, and shall make a swing on the Deva. 22.
22 will connect.
For a total of 7 force damage. My weapon isn't magical, and it does bonus radiant damage, so I think I will move next to the Deva and dodge. End turn.
After that, we go to the fighter.
I guess I'll move up above the rogue, to the north of the rogue.
To here? Because that spot is taken by the Deva.
Yeah, it is, sorry. Can I occupy the same space as the owl?
Yes, it flies. You fly.
That's true. Actually, move me 1 space to the north of that. Making my attacks. This is magical. Great axe +1. That's a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Reroll the damage. Boy, is that new ability coming in handy tonight. 12 damage. Magical slashing. And we're going to do a second one. 19 to hit.
A 19 connects.
For 9 damage. That is as low as I can go. That will do for... No, you know what? Let's action surge. Why not? We're in contact. It's not going to have a better opportunity. Next attack is 21 for 10 damage, and that is a critical miss.
Ouch.
After that, we're going to go to the wizard.
Level 4 magic missile.
So this will be 6 missiles.
3 + 1, 4 + 5, 9.
9 times 6 is going to be 54. Yeah, that's going to do work. Absurd amount of damage from a magic missile. Okay, after the wizard is the rogue.
As a bonus action, we'll disengage. Just move me back. Give me one more, just for the sake of... There we go. And then we're just going to shoot him. Ooh, crit fail.
Crit fails, you reroll. You got 2 ones.
No, I do roll. I forgot about Halfling Luck. Halfling Luck kicks in, and we get a 15, so not too much better.
15 is going to miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
After the rogue, we're going to go to the owl.
Yeah, the fighter seems to be the melee guy here. So let's do advantage for him.
Advantage for the fighter, and then move away.
Yes, please.
After the owl is the Deva. Just because it has this ability and I want to use it to experiment with it. It's going to do Healing Touch. It's going to heal itself for 4d8 hit points. Oh, well that was quite useful. It's going to gain back 32 hit points, which is almost as high as I can possibly get. It is freed from any curse, disease, poison, blindness, or deafness. None of which apply, but that's my action. After the Deva is the cleric.
Alright, same thing as before. That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 12 force damage. And dodge, end turn.
After that, we're going to go to fighter.
First attack is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
For 15 damage. Second attack is a 17 to hit. I imagine that doesn't land.
17 is exactly what you need.
For 9 damage.
After the fighter's the wizard.
Cone up cold. Con DC 17.
Magic resistance, so I have a save against this. +4, so I'm going to get a 20 that will resist.
And that is 40 damage.
40 damage, so I'm going to take 20 of that. After the wizard is the rogue.
Let's try this again. 28 to hit this time.
28 hits.
For 35 points of damage.
35 points of damage is lethal. The Deva disappears back to its original plane of existence.
Yay.
The adventurers have returned back to the prime material plane. They can continue adventuring here. The magic items that they gathered from this dungeon are 5,600 gold pieces, which comes out to 1,400 gold pieces each. They have collected a Staff of the Python, a Brooch of Shielding, a Potion of Fire Giant Strength, and a +1 dagger. In my mind, logical distribution is the Staff of the Python goes to the cleric, the Brooch of Shielding goes to the wizard, Potion of Fire Giant Strength goes to the fighter, and the dagger +1 goes to the rogue. This isn't necessarily the distribution you guys have to do, but that's the one that makes sense to me.
Works for me.
Fine by me.
Next dungeon is not having had enough of the planes, the adventurers are going to go across the elemental planes, those of fire, earth, water, and wind, fighting the denizens that occur there. All manner of jinns and genies and primal elementals of all different sorts. The adventurers have escaped, so that's the final encounter in the Chaos Prison. The players will now level up to level 11 and move on to the next dungeon. Next week, I'll release a video with all 6 encounters from the Chaos Prison, and we'll talk about the particular challenges of the different encounters. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Saracen Zero, and I will see you next time.